For more reaction, we're going to be talking to Labour, Cosatu's parliamentary coordinator, Matthew Parks. The minister announcing a marginal increase in the wage bill to over 600 billion. What does that say with regards to the working relationship? Because you've in the past had frictions around the implementations of agreements.
Sure, look, I think we welcome the minister's announcement that they will be engaging in the Public Service Bargaining Council. That's what the trade unions and Cosatu have been calling for the past few years, for government simply to respect collective bargaining. There is some ongoing discussions taking place. We need to give space for it to conclude. So that's positive. In the budget, the government has put aside projected 2.1% increase in the wage bill for the next 3 years each year. So that one would have to reject because it'll be below inflation. Inflation is about 4.5%. So for us, the bottom line is you can't give public servants or any other worker below inflation. You have to protect them from inflation. But it's, I think the critical thing is he says he wants to engage, and that's where we hope we will find each other.
The president, in his State of the Nation address, said that business is responsible for creating jobs. What do you make of that statement? Is it a threat on workers' rights?
Look, business has a role to play, but government also has a critical role. Government is one which passes laws to enable investments. Government runs through the SOEs, electricity, water, roads, passenger rail, freight rail, the ports. It runs the police and all the infrastructure. So government has to play a role, has to play a leadership role. Government is the largest procurer of goods in the country, so it can play a key role in ramping up local manufacturing jobs. Of course, the private sector must play a role. We don't expect government to employ all 30 million adults, but government has to lead from the front. It cannot outsource its leadership role. Workers elected it or based upon a manifesto to create jobs, to reduce unemployment. If we leave things simply to the private sector, we'll continue as is, with an economy in a deep recession, an unemployment rate of 46%. So there's a need for a complementary role. So that's why we called for the presidential employment program to be created, to be ramped up. It has been. We think it needs to be further expanded. Government also has to provide social relief to the people who are unemployed, who have no source of income. So there's a complementary roles we need to play, but it can't be outsourced to the private sector at all. Private sector is about providing goods, providing profit, etc. It's not about creating jobs. Government has to help nudge it in the correct direction.
All right, thank you so much. Matthew Parks is the parliamentary coordinator for Cosatu.